He drowned almost every superhero in the city. They've killed him over and over. He keeps coming back. And today, the Painted Man will force Ghostman to choose between saving his family and becoming a killer. Strap in. You can only get stories in the superhero universe on this channel, and I'm ready to take you on a ride down into the darkness, into the prison for supervillains. I'm excited to get into today's story, but before we do, tickle the hype button, causing it to laugh so hard that it knocks over the like button's family heirloom, smashing it to pieces. Thanks for watching, and let's get into today's story. It was a scene from a nightmare. Hundreds of dead robots convulsing on the ground, a dripping monster made of black paint skulking down the prison hallway with a fake white smile on his face, towards his cell. The cell that held the most powerful superhuman in the world, a 14-year-old boy. Terrified, as his worst nightmare, the monster that kills superheroes for fun, slipped through the crack under his door. "Your shadow's coming. Someone cut me off your feet." Ghostman thought he knew things. There were heroes and there were villains. Heroes kept the villains at bay, and Mega City was safe. But everything changed when he came to town. When that black, dripping creature, that thing made of paint, the Painted Man, went and killed all the heroes. Everything was wrong. And now, the Painted Man was about to kill Mega City's last hope. If Alexander died, the Society of Heroes wouldn't have enough firepower to keep the city safe. They would all die. The city would fall to the villains. Ghostman would not let that happen. Truth is, Ghostman already lost one kid, his daughter Sabrina. If he lost one more, he would have nothing left. Ding. The doors opened. They stepped out of the elevator into the prison hallway. Ghostman, the king of ghosts. He can fly and use telekinesis, talk to ghosts, the leader of the Society of Heroes. Dr. Insane, the magic doctor. He can cast any magic spell he wants, but he has to do a punishment made by his imaginary friend, the demon Ixaxel, to do it. He does something stupid, then he can call fire or summon a zombie. Intelligence Man, a hero killer robot turned superhero. His electricity and intelligence powers make him a valuable asset to the team, but his robot mind means his allegiances are unclear. But they were missing their fourth member, Mega Punch, Alexander, the 14-year-old boy, the most powerful superhuman, with the strength of a god who could fly and stretch himself to any shape he could imagine, who lost control of his powers, who they had to throw in jail, who was now in danger of the Painted Man getting to him. Ghostman couldn't believe he'd been so stupid. "Wait, this isn't right," Dr. Insane said. Intelligence Man was shaking, looking up at the ceiling. "What's that?" Ghostman looked up to see the ceiling completely covered in black paint. He looked down to see robot corpses everywhere. The Painted Man was here. Hero killer robots that were supposed to take any superpowered threat and handle it, all dead. "Impossible," Intelligence Man said, shaking even harder. "Just impossible." "How big is he?" Dr. Insane said. "Where are his organs? How does he touch? How does he feel?" The liquid shook a little, like it was amused, like it was laughing. Ghostman flew up to the ceiling, reached into his pocket, and poured salt onto the black paint. Immediately, the liquid melted and burned. It screamed like a bug getting squashed, and the Painted Man pulled himself deeper and deeper into the darkness, down the hallway. They'd found out that the Painted Man is weak to salt. It breaks his body down somehow. Still, every time they melt him down, he keeps coming back. Ghostman flew down the hallway. "Come on!" Intelligence Man flew after him. "Gah! Why am I the only one who can't fly?" Dr. Insane ran after them. The Painted Man was out of view, but Ghostman was already flying after him. The darkness was deafening, blinding. "Intelligence! Lights!" Behind him, Intelligence Man turned on a flashlight, showing the floor was covered in dead bodies. Some robots, mostly prisoners. Drained prisoners, with every bit of liquid in their entire body sucked out of it, leaving them husks. "Hold it!" Ghostman landed next to a prisoner's corpse. His eyes glowed green. The prisoner, a henchman for the villain the Lion God, came out of the shadows. What happened here? The ghost was shaking, traumatized. Answer me. The ghost was shaking still. He stuttered. Ghostman looked down the hallway. He couldn't speak. He was in shock. Even in death, the prisoner's ghost was in shock. Ghostman softened. Ghosts can't rest until they have their revenge. I'll stop him for you, I promise. The ghost looked at him with hope. Ghostman sighed. You made some bad choices, but doesn't mean you were a bad person. You can rest now. The ghost smiled, fading into the darkness. And you say, I'm insane, Dr. Insane chuckled, out of breath from running down the hallway. The ghosts are too terrified to speak. I've never seen that before. Intelligence Man's eyes glowed. He's here. Battle positions, now! Shunk. A black tentacle of paint cut Intelligence Man's arm off. Ah! The robot's scream sounded human. Almost. Axaxel, I need magic! I need magic now! Dr. Insane ducked under a tendril of paint that almost cut his head off. The painted man laughed. He only laughed when others were in pain. Whatever. Ghostman didn't have time for games. Ghostman's eyes glowed as he poured salt onto the ground, using his telekinesis to fan it out in all directions. Ugh! The painted man grunted. He heard slithering deeper into the darkness of the hallway. They might be afraid, but we know how to beat him. Dr. Insane reattached Intelligence Man's arm. Should be as good as new. Intelligence Man shook in fear. I froze. We can debate your performance later, Ghostman said. Come on. They flew down the hallway and the corpses thinned out. Seriously, why am I the only one who can't fly? Ghostman stopped in front of a cell door, one that was still intact. Well, he didn't release the Lion God. Small blessings, Dr. Insane said. The Lion God was the only prisoner in here worse than the Painted Man. It had taken every hero to capture him, and even then, they had basically just gotten lucky. Inside the cell was an emaciated-looking man with a metal container over his mouth, a gag that went into his entire mouth that kept his tongue immobilized, so he couldn't tell lies. Lion God, where's the Painted Man? Did he talk to you? As soon as the Lion God saw Ghostman, he started punching the door. Oh, come on, you're not indestructible. You'll just break your hand. The Lion God didn't care. He broke his hand beating the door, trying to get to Ghostman. Oh, you're mad now. Do you know how many bodies you stacked in my hospital morgue, you piece of trash? Axaxel, give me a spell to teach him some manners, Dr. Insane said. Ghostman put his hand on Dr. Insane's shoulder. Not now. The Lion God, Class A, reality manipulation, powers. All the lies he tells come true, Intelligence Man said. He's powerful enough to defeat the Painted Man. Are you crazy? I don't know what your little computer says, Slickskin, but the Lion God would only kill us and escape if we set him free. The Lion God wasn't listening. He was just beating the prison door, trying to get out, so bad his hand was bleeding all over the cell floor, and every single one of his fingers was broken. What's he doing? He may hate me and everything I stand for because I'm the one who snuck up on him when he was sleeping and put that little contraption on his face. The Lion God knit his brows together and beat the prison door stronger. The doors are designed for super strength. I wouldn't wear yourself out. I'm not afraid of you. Your powers just make you a spoiled kid. Thing is, when you grow up able to do anything, anyone who tells you no becomes your worst enemy. Isn't that right, Lion God? The Lion God seethed with rage, reached up and struggled against his restraints. Dr. Insane stepped back. Ghostman, don't you think we should? No. Ghostman saw in his peripheral vision the Painted Man's tentacle creeping towards the door, trying to set the Lion God free. But Ghostman telekinized Salt to slash the tentacle away from the rest of his body. Gotcha. The Painted Man screamed. The entire hallway shook. But Ghostman smiled. Things were turning around. Ghostman used telekinesis to put the tentacle in front of him. The piece of ooze floating in front of Ghostman struggled, trying to get back to the Painted Man's body. That's it. Show us where he is. Come on, Intelligence. Carry Insane. Absolutely not. Dr. Insane put his hands on his hips. Ghostman raised an eyebrow.
Hi-ya!
Ghostman and Intelligence Man flew as fast as they could through the prison hallways. They stopped to check on the worst villains, Siddhartha, Eamon Bask, and a few other villains. But the Painted Man had kept them contained. Ghostman had a feeling he did. I thought he wanted to cause as much chaos as possible, Dr. Insane said. Releasing them only takes away his attention, Ghostman chuckled. He looked at the piece of the Painted Man's body he had floating with telekinesis. Isn't that right? The piece of the body formed a face. The Painted Man's face. Last time Ghostman had seen that face, the Painted Man was telling him he had his daughter. She was alive.
You're wondering if he's still alive down there, aren't you?
Ghostman tensed.
The boy you failed? The boy you tried to convince he could be anything other than a monster. But guess what? Where he's going, it doesn't matter if he's a monster or not. Just ask the doctor from hell.
Dr. Insane tensed. The face faded. Where's Alexander? Is he still alive? Ghostman screamed at the ball of paint. But the ball of paint didn't move. No more horsing around. We have to check Alexander's cell. It would be my honor. Dr. Insane's eyes glowed. Axaxel, take us to his cell. Oh, come on. All right. Dr. Insane sighed. Then he stripped down to his underwear and started dragging his butt all over the floor. Can't you just say the spell without doing the punishment? My demon has to tell me the spell, and my demon has the sense of humor of a 5-year-old. Do you know how many people walk on these floors? How bad supervillains are at personal hygiene? You think this is funny? Dr. Insane said, dragging himself on the floor. He spit on the floor. I'm a germaphobe. Axaxel knows this and does this to punish me. Intelligence Man and Ghostman watched him drag himself. Ghostman suppressed a laugh. Then he beat himself up. He didn't deserve to be happy until he knew Alexander was safe. Dr. Insane finished dragging himself around the floor and spoke. Fey Alamis. A portal of red energy opened up. Insane's face lit up with confidence. Oh, he's right. A tentacle of black paint flew through the portal and dragged Dr. Insane inside it. No! Ah! Insane! Ghostman tried to dive into the portal, but it was too late. The portal closed and Ghostman skidded across the floor. Dr. Insane was gone. This video is sponsored by AI. Do you want a job? Well, sorry, you can't have it. Just kidding. I do have a Patreon though. It's $7. I post one extra Ghostverse video per week where I explain super nerdy lore stuff that lives outside the videos. The first episode is already up, how Ghostman's powers work. And I post every week. That's over 1 hour of content per month for less than the price of an extra large pizza. But if you need the pizza more than me, I promise the main story will always be free right here on Brave Jake. The Patreon isn't required to understand the Ghostverse. It's there if you want to go deeper, be early on new ideas, and know more than your friends who watch the videos. I post there every week. The bulb of paint laughed at Ghostman.
How many of your friends have to die before you see Ghostman? How many of your kids do I have to kill?
Ghostman's eyes glowed green. You don't have Sabrina. You're bluffing.
Sabrina has a cowlick in her hair that makes it stand up straight. She likes to push it down with a headband.
Ghostman's stomach dropped. Where is she? Where's Alexander? Where's Dr. Insane? But the bulb went silent, mocking him. Ghostman grabbed his hair in rage. Sir, Intelligence Man said, I'm fine. His eyes glowed. He searched for Dr. Insane's ghost. No sign. He searched for Alexander's ghost. No sign. He searched for Sabrina's ghost, like he always did, every single night. Nothing. It had been so long, Ghostman thought her ghost already left Earth. But now he knew. Everyone he loved was still alive. He shook. He was afraid. Because how much longer they would be alive is another question. I don't know if I can do this. Intelligence Man was shaking, harder than before. Dr. Insane is a Class A magic user. If he can defeat him, then... Are you serious? Your odds of survival are 1 in 64,000. You can't possibly expect... Then leave. That's the job. And the job doesn't have time for cowards. Ghostman floated down the hallway, ready to leave the robot in the dust. He sighed. But I need help. I need heroes to help me. I'm not strong enough. Intelligence Man shook harder, trembling. I can secure the perimeter, at least keep him contained, but... Intelligence Man shook. He looked at the corpses of the robot guards on the floor. I know I don't have life like you do, but I don't want to lose what I have. I'm sorry. The robot guard flew down the hallway. Fine, you're off the team. Leave. Intelligence Man turned around, faced him. History will remember you, you know. The superhero who never gave up. Ghostman clenched his fist. And what is history gonna call this time, anyway? Newspapers are already calling it the end of superheroes. The Painted Man laughed in the darkness. Everything he wanted was coming true. It only ends if you give up. You have to keep fighting. That could be you. That could be anyone. Intelligence Man sighed. Don't you see? It can't be me. It can only be you. He rocketed down the hallway, away from Ghostman, to the elevator leading out of the prison. Ghostman sighed. The Painted Man's face appeared on the ball of paint. He spoke.
That's how you always end up, Ghostman. That's what being a hero makes you. Alone.
Ghostman looked at the bulb of paint. What game are you playing, anyway? I know they're still alive. What's stopping you? The Painted Man laughed. Tentacles creeped into the hallway where Ghostman was.
I want you to watch as I drown them. I want you to see that everything you did was for nothing. That's when superheroes truly end.
Ghostman flung salt at the tentacles and they creeped down the hallway.
Run, run, little hero.
The Painted Man smiled in the bulb.
Run as fast as you...
Ghostman poured salt on the bulb. The Painted Man screamed when it melted. I'll never be like you. Ghostman looked down the hallway. He remembered the last time he fought Painted Man, 1-on-1. The monster had stabbed him in the chest and almost ripped his body apart. He needed help. It wasn't hard to find his cell. After all, Ghostman had put him there. He looked in. He was still sitting there. He had nowhere else to go. A huge squid man in golden armor. Ocean Man, one of the 4 most powerful superhumans in history. Member of the Society of Heroes since its founding, able to control saltwater and sea creatures. An invaluable ability to lead a city in the ocean. All Ocean Man ever wanted was peace and justice for his people, and he was willing to fight on land with the surface dwellers in the Society of Heroes to do so. And the Society of Heroes, led by Megapunch, had killed his son because his son was prophesied to start an apocalypse. Ocean Man had tried to destroy Mega City in a tsunami after. Ghostman and the old team stopped him, then threw him down here in jail. The truth is, if Ghostman did what he wanted to do, he wasn't strong enough to put him back. But desperate times were desperate. Hey, Ocean Man turned around. Ghostman, but you want to be free? Ocean Man's eyes glowed with deep longing. Yes. Help me save my friends, and I'll do it. The Squid Man got to his feet. 9 feet tall, with glowing golden armor. He was strong enough to lift a bus over his head. We used to be friends once, Ocean Man's eyes glowed. But those days died with my son. If you let me out, you're not my friend. I'll feed you and your friends to the sharks. The surface world has to pay for what they did to my ocean. I know, and I don't care. Ocean Man's eyes widened. You. That's right. I don't care. But the humans. I'll kill thousands. Surely you must. Ghostman opened the prison cell door. Ocean Man struggled against his restraints. He tensed, worried. I know you. You wouldn't let innocent people die. I will! Ocean Man screamed. You won't. You haven't killed anyone. Not yet. You were angry. You were upset. But I know you wouldn't hurt them. But that thing down there, the thing that has my friends, Ghostman sighed. That thing I know too. And he's not gonna stop until we're all dead. It doesn't matter if it's ocean dweller or man. Ghostman used telekinesis to snap Ocean Man's restraints off. Ocean Man looked at his pink hands in shock. He hadn't seen them in almost a year. Ocean Man grew 3 sizes and smashed Ghost Man against the wall of his cell. "The Society of Heroes killed my son. I have to kill you." He looked away from him, at the ground. "I have to." "Do you know I quit the team that day, after we locked you up?" Ocean Man's eyes widened. "I'm not in the business of killing kids, even giant monster kids toddling towards a city." "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I thought you knew me. I thought you knew that the death of anyone and anything is a tragedy to me. I talk to their ghosts. I see dead people all the time, but that monster has my friends, Ocean. He has my friends, and he'll kill them because he thinks it's funny, and that's a risk I don't care about taking." "I could kill you, Ghost Man. I could snap your neck before you go transparent. It would be easy." "It would." For a moment, Ghost Man let the silence hang. He didn't go transparent. He let himself be completely vulnerable. "But you won't do it. I know you won't." Ghost Man went transparent and floated to the ground. He put his hand out to shake. "And we just had a member quit, so what do you say? Do you want to be a Society of Heroes member again?" Ocean Man slapped Ghost Man's hand away. "I could escape here in seconds. I could drown you. I could..." "But you won't. You're a good man, Ocean. You always have been. You just had a little bit of bad luck. I know it. I know what it's like to lose a child." For one moment, Ocean Man stood still. Then he burst into tears.
"You too, don't you?"
Ghost Man hugged him, the huge squid monster, as he cried. And Ghost Man held back tears too, because he missed his daughter, and because he'd missed his friend. Ocean Man was lost, just like when Ghost Man was when Sabrina died.
"Mega Punch killed my son."
"I know."
"He has to pay."
"He did. He's in the ground now. But a kid on my team is in danger. A kid we can save. Together." Ocean Man dried the saltwater tears from his eyes. "Together!" Clank. A tendril of black paint threw something metal onto the floor of the cell. Ghost Man's face darkened. The metal thing was Intelligence Man's head. Another guard, but no, another hero. Just one more hero he killed, just like Mega Punch and the others. "Come on." Ghost Man walked through the halls of the prison with Ocean Man at his side. The prisoners still in the cells cowered when they saw him. Ocean Man flexed his muscles, enjoying it. It was a calculated risk. Ghost Man knew Ocean Man still cared. Pain did a lot of things, but it didn't change who you are. Good people can make mistakes. They're still good. And monsters, like the Painted Man, took advantage of that. Monsters that had to go down. They rounded a corner, and at the end of the hallway was Alexander's cell. They could still see the warning on it. Warning: extreme danger. The cell was covered in bubbling black paint. "You can generate salt water, right?" Ocean Man smiled. "As much as can fill an ocean. He hates salt water. Use it on my signal. Then let's..." From the cell, the Painted Man spoke.
"If you bring that disgusting squid in here, I'll make sure the boy and the doctor drown. I'll make sure of it."
"On my mark," Ghost Man said. Ghost Man and Ocean Man were about to go into the cell, ignoring the Painted Man's warning. "1.
"Please!"
Ghost Man froze. Alexander's voice, he sounded hurt.
"Listen to him! It hurts so bad, Uncle Ghosty! Please!"
Ghost Man tensed. "Alexander, you're alive." And that moment was all he needed. Tentacles of black paint grabbed Ocean Man by the face, the arms, the neck, the back, the legs. Ah! He shot salt water everywhere, melting the paint in places, but it was wild. He couldn't see. The Painted Man sent tentacles of black paint to cover him, pulling him into the cell. "No!" Ghost Man grabbed his salt, went to throw it.
"Don't you dare. Don't you dare throw that. You know when you've been beaten, don't you?"
Ghost Man fell to his knees. All his best laid plans, worthless. He spoke out into the darkness. "Why can't I save the people I love?" And the darkness responded in the Painted Man's voice.
"Because you're not good enough, Ghost Man. It doesn't matter how many lucky breaks you get. You're just not good enough. Give up. Give in and let me show you the true meaning of pain. Let me show you how stupid all this suffering was.
And in the darkness, in that moment, Ghostman wanted to. Just a little.
Leave the salt at the door if you want to see them survive.
Ghostman steeled his jaw. He dropped his salt canisters on the ground. He stepped into Alexander's cell, into the black paint. Shalunk. The paint ate into his skin, his body, his face. Ghostman tried to go transparent, but the pain was too much. No!
Yes.
Ghostman was pulled deep into the cell, into the painted man's body. He saw the painted man's face. His huge, bulbous eyes, his white, fake lips, not human, pretending to be human. He saw the corpses of the leader mechs, hero massacre bots strong enough to kill godlike heroes, broken. And he saw his friends, Dr. Insane and Alexander, Ocean Man, covered in shifting black paint. And they were screaming in pain also, melting in the black paint that was the painted man's body. The painted man laughed.
Don't you see just how alone you are, Ghostman?
The tendrils of black paint went on Ocean Man, Alexander, and Dr. Insane's faces. They convulsed as he started drowning them, laughing as he did. No! Please! Don't kill them! Kill me instead!
I don't care about them. The one I have to break is you.
The painted man materialized a knife from somewhere, the blade from an arm of a hero killer.
You think you're better than me? Better. Because you won't do whatever it takes to get what you want.
He pulled up the lion god, restraint over his face still on, hand still broken, face twisted in pain.
You're gonna have to choose, Ghosty Boy. Your best friends, or this monster. This speck of worthless trash is a mass murderer. He's killed thousands, declaring himself king of the world. By your logic, he's not worthy to clean the boots of the devil in hell. Kill him, or I kill your friends and help him escape. Kill him, and I'll prove to you that being like me is what you were always meant to be.
Ghostman tried to go transparent. He tried to use telekinesis, but the paint was eating into him. The pain hurt too bad. It was eating into his skin now. He would die soon. His friends were drowning. They wouldn't last much longer. Okay, Ghostman screamed. He put his hand out for the knife. The painted man pulled the paint away from his body. The painted man's huge face loomed forward. He smiled, a white-lipped, white smile.
Kill him!
Ghostman put the knife up to the lion god's throat. He looked at the lion god's terrified eyes. He saw into them, and he related to how desperate he was, how lonely he was. The lion god was a selfish monster who killed for fun, but the lion god was like him. Ghostman cut through the restraint on the lion god's mouth, freeing it to speak. No! The painted man screamed, but it was too late. The painted man goes to hell, the lion god screamed. Every lie the lion god told came true. That's what made him powerful. Reality altered around his lies. And the monster of black paint, the thing that was so invincible and everywhere, drowning everyone, faded into nothing. The pockets of paint that the painted man had stashed away in different parts of the world for when he died faded too. The painted man faded off the face of the earth, away from the world. Sabrina! Where's Sabrina? Ghostman screamed. But he was screaming at nothing. The painted man was gone. Ghostman watched as Dr. Insane, Alexander, and Ocean Man woke from a trance, staring at him. Ghostman ran up to Alexander. I'm sorry, Uncle Ghosty. Alexander had turned against Ghostman and Dr. Insane. He'd almost killed them, trying to save a villain girl he thought he was in love with. He was untrained and emotional, a danger to himself and everyone else in Mega City. Ghostman hugged Alexander, hugged him as hard as he could. Tears brimmed in his eyes. You're alive, he said. And he thought of his daughter, Sabrina. Was she alive too? Was it all a lie? Ghost, Dr. Insane said. Insane and Ocean Man squared off with the Lion God, who took off the rest of the restraint on his mouth with his broken hand. The Lion God looked into Ghostman's eyes. He looked at him. Team, get into position! Ghostman and his friends can't move, the Lion God said. Ghostman froze. His eyes widened. The Lion God dusted himself off. He stood, staring at Ghostman. He picked up the knife off the ground and put it to Ghostman's neck. Payback time. Huh. But then he looked at the knife. He sighed. He put it down. Just this time, hero. The Lion God strolled out of the cell like he had all the time in the world. Because he did. The world was in grave danger. The Lion God was going to attack Mega City and try to enslave everyone. Ghostman looked to his immobilized friends. Alexander, safe and alive, his eyes glowing. Ocean Man, no longer in prison, ready to fight with them. Dr. Insane, meeting his eyes. When the Lion God's curse wore off, they would fight. Maybe Ghostman made a mistake, but he didn't feel that way. Because even though one of the worst supervillains Mega City had ever seen was let loose on the city, the Painted Man was gone. The Painted Man was dead. At least, that's what he thought. But the thing the Lion God said was very specific. The Painted Man goes to hell. He didn't think hell was a real place. He meant it as a figure of speech. But the magic is very specific. The man made of black paint grasped the hot black sand on the ground. He looked up and saw a world of fire. A red-skinned demon smiled a big smile at him. Welcome to Demon World, Inkspot. The name's Exaxle. The Painted Man tried to slash out with pain at him, but Exaxle slapped a golden collar around his neck before he could. Gold energy arced through his body. The Painted Man couldn't move. Exaxle's eyes glowed, and the Painted Man kneeled in front of him, his slave. You're gonna help me take over this joint? I'm the future king of Demon World. Next, the Lion God's royal court. Thanks for watching. Bye.